The holiday season is in full swing, which is a wonderful time of the year. It's my favorite time of the year. But if you are a family caregiver who has a loved one that has dementia, sometimes the holiday season can be more stressful for you and for the person who has dementia. This is because, of course, it's not the normal routine. You're having more parties and get togethers. You've got the Christmas lights and the music. And even though those things are joyful and happy, for somebody who has dementia, they can be a little confusing. So there are ways that you can make the holidays a little less stressful. And I have that in our prior video, which I'll link to up here. But there's also some holiday activities that you can do that will make the season a little happier and easier for you to celebrate. So stay with me. We're going to talk about those today. Hi, it's Robin with SeniorSafetyAdvice.com. Tune into our channel for tips and hints for seniors and caregivers about aging in place safely. The thing about holiday activities is, first of all, it's going to depend on the stage of dementia that your loved one is in. Obviously, if they're in earlier stages, most of the things that you would traditionally do during the holidays are things that you can continue to do. For somebody who's in more of a middle stage, you're going to have to gear activities more towards what they can do and what they can understand, because you don't want to give them something to do or provide an activity of some type that's just going to leave them frustrated. For example, if you have a holiday get together and you've got a whole bunch of people and you've got loud holiday music and everybody's talking, that can be very disconcerting for somebody in the middle stages of dementia. It's loud, it's overstimulating. That's where you would want to find a more quiet place for them so that they can get a break from all of the activity. Maybe people would just come in and visit them in another room one-on-one, and talk to them that way. But again, those tips are in the prior video that I did, which again, I'll link to up here. But holiday activities is what you've tuned in for. So the first one that I can recommend to you for doing with somebody who has dementia is baking cookies. Now, again, you'll have to watch the stage that they're in. I wouldn't necessarily have them be the one who's putting the cookies in the oven and taking them out, particularly if they're not in the very, very early stages. But you can always do something with holiday baking that a dementia person can also do. For example, maybe you can have them mix the dough. So in other words, you put all the ingredients in and they're stirring mixing it in the bowl. You can put the cookies out, like they can be occupied, maybe dropping them onto the cookie sheets with spoons. You can put them out on the cookie sheet and press them down and give the person with dementia the decorative sugar, the colored sugar and things like that, and they can decorate it that way. The nice thing about baking cookies is it actually can be therapeutic. It can be relaxing, especially for the person who's concentrating on decorating or concentrating on patting the cookies down. Like with peanut butter cookies, you use the fork and you push it down and make the little ridges on the cookies. They can do things like that, and that's therapeutic. And also, it helps when you're baking cookies. It's a good stimulus for reminiscing. So you can talk to them about happy memories from holidays when they were children, or things, traditions that you've had in your family as the years go by. And that's going to help them stay a little more engaged with the holiday season and make it a little less confusing. The second activity that you can do with somebody who has dementia is making some handmade holiday gifts that you can give out. So that is something you can do. For example, like you can go to a dollar store and get some of those pretty little jars, and you can get peppermint candy, and you can have your loved one with dementia be occupied filling those jars up with candy. Again, if they're in earlier stages and they can read recipes and things like that, they have the gift jars that you can make that have like a hot cocoa recipe where you're putting the cocoa in and then the cocoa powder in, and then you're topping it with marshmallows, and then you close the lid and decorate the lid. You can write out the instructions, but they can do a lot of that decorating or filling the jars. And again, that gets them engaged in holiday traditions that they've loved through their whole life. Number three activity is looking at the holiday lights. I always love doing that. You can go on a ride, a drive around the neighborhood one night and look at all of the lights. If you have something in your area where they have the huge drive-through Christmas displays that are like, a mile, 2 miles long, you can take the person to go and see the lights. You can do that and play some soft holiday music in the car while you're driving. That brings up caroling. You could also, if you're out looking at the lights, you could sing Christmas songs that the person knows, holiday songs, and that will help them to enjoy the holidays a little bit more and keep them more engaged as well. Number four activity is making a family scrapbook. So the person with dementia, again, depending on their stage, could very easily make some scrapbooks with family pictures, and those could be given as gifts. So, if you had, I don't know, three siblings, you could buy three albums. You could divide the family photos up by family group for the person who has dementia if you needed to do that, but you could have them put those pictures into that photo album or a scrapbook, and then they can decorate them with things like stickers, and then those can make really great presents, and then they also become a good memory for everybody too, because grandma made this. So that's a great thing. The other activity that I was thinking of along the same lines, activity number five, is making holiday ornaments. So that is something, depending on their stage, I hate to keep saying it, but you do have to gear it to the stage that the person is in. But you could do things like, you can go to the craft stores and you can get the wooden ornaments. A lot of them are pre-printed with the decoration on it. So, maybe you have a Christmas tree and it's got little ornaments already stamped on there and the person is just painting them. You could do that. You could do, where you get the styrofoam balls and you get hot glue, which you would handle, but they could put glitter on them. They could glue, even with something like an Elmer's glue that's not hot, they could glue little decorations onto ornaments. They can use pieces of felt, different colored felt, if they're cut out into shapes, and they could put those on ornaments. I actually saw an ornament in Ollie's, and that was one plaster cast that you made of the hand. It was for a child, actually, but that would be something that you could do with an older person and just reshape the um, plaster so that it was a little bit longer and you could still put fingerprints in there or something like that and paint it. You can also do simple things, other types of arts and crafts. You could have the person with dementia wrap gifts. You could play simple board games, or it could even be something as simple as sitting and watching Christmas movies together, the old ones, Charlie Brown and the Grinch and things, It's a Wonderful Life and things like that. There's various other activities. Actually, we have an article on these Christmas activities that you can do. I'm going to link to that in the description below as well. But there's plenty of other things that we have on there, activities that would be great for a person with dementia during the holidays, and a few pointers for you on ways to make it a little easier for yourself as well. So anyway, with a little creativity and kind of thinking out of the box, you can help keep your loved one with dementia engaged during the holidays. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you happy holidays and a joyous new year. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and also please drop your comments. If you have any tips for us, please put them in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. So thank you again so much for watching. Until the next video, take care. Bye.